was a brand new pedal that I'll get to a little later in this video, but I just wanted to demonstrate a Dumble sound. One of many Dumble sounds you can find. Real Dumble amplifiers can go anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000, and I'm not exaggerating. They're all very different, but all quite distinct. There's just some magic about a Dumble sound, but what is the Dumble sound? Well, there isn't just one Dumble sound. I think the fact that Alexander Dumble would have prospective buyers come into his studio and voice the amp specifically to that player, obviously the amps are going to be different. And that conversation has actually come up between two Dumble legends, Larry Carlton and Robin Ford.
Larry and I have, we went through a period where we did a lot of gigging together, you know, touring. We were in Korea and we were at sound check. He walked over to me toward the end of sound check and he goes, "Can I plug into your rig?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He plugs in. He plays a little bit, and he just goes, sounds good when you play it. So not impressed, you know? And I said, "Can I play through yours?" And he goes, "Of course." And I walked over, and I plugged into his rig, and I started playing, and I'm like, It's like, I didn't like it.
And isn't that just the mystique of these amps? They're all handmade, and as a result, all slightly different, even catered to certain subtleties of a specific guitar player. I mean, if you have a Dumble, I don't know if it's the price tag that you paid to get it that's making you say it, or the fact that you really believe your Dumble is special.
The reason there isn't another one is because Alexander hand-built all of them himself.
That's what I was gonna ask
for
you.
the guy.
Yeah.
Now that's some nerdy stuff, and you know, some guitar nerds got their hands on things like these before they became so expensive, and some of them have invested over the years in these musical heirlooms that are really like buying a house. But if Dumbles are all slightly different, how could you possibly know which one to buy if you did have an extra $250,000 laying around? Well, Sweetwater sent over the brand new Universal Audio Enigmatic pedal, and this is meant to copy every Dumble in existence. How can you do that though? Well, there's an app. 30 years of circuit mods that made all the various custom iterations of the Dumble Overdrive Special so loved by players like Robin Ford, Larry Carlton, Carlos Santana, and of course, John Mayer. I think one of my favorite memes I ever made was when I switched John's Dumble to the better amp. So as each Dumble is different, each amp is custom voiced to the individual, and this pedal allows me to build my own modified Overdrive Special using the Bluetooth app to provide the ultimate custom handmade amp, built just for me, baby. You heard my preferred Dumble sound, that instantly recognizable warm growl from the perfect amount of saturation and sag. That was what I used for the entirety of the intro jam. Somebody who's really got the Dumble sound dialed in is Joe Bonamassa. Let's see if we can match his sound from this performance at the Baked Potato. You hear how it's thick but thin in the right ways? We'll go with a humbucker 90s blues lead. Humbucker, blues, lead. That sounds about right to start. That is just warm and growly. So that's just what I hear from this camera audio. But let's see if we can take out a little bit of that hair. We'll take out a little bit more treble and push the mids. Maybe a little more bass too. I'm going to turn on the preamp boost. So if I wanted to change the gain stage, these are kind of the 4 different places you would start depending on how much wattage, how big the platform, how much headroom you want. So with this 50 watt high plate, we can start to add or trim out FET. So that preamp is sort of acting like more gain. That's all you need to know. You don't have to be a guitar amp designer to enjoy this. It's really just pretty intuitive. This sounds like a good place to start for Robben Ford and Larry Carlton. You can hear how that's just way too much gain. So I'm gonna trim some of the FET out. You hear you can start to get that little snarl, but it's still not present enough and almost not clean enough yet. We're actually going to switch over to jazz in this tone stack. Alright, that's nice and neutral. Now we need to bring out some presence. Trim some of the overdrive out, and we'll push the treble. There we go. We're nice and cleaned up now. We just need to boost it. Preamp boost on. Put a little verb on that. Eric Johnson was said to use an overdrive special. Let's push a little bit more overdrive into the equation. Add a little bit of effects, like some delay. Go to live mode if you need to just switch to the manual pedal from the actual app. Now I can change things here if I want to. And then back to preset mode. Pretty awesome. So there you have it, the Universal Audio Enigmatic pedal. What more can I say? It's just every Dumble in one. And you know when Universal Audio makes a guitar pedal and the entire guitar world drops everything and like, yeah, I just use this one now. I think that's gonna happen for a lot of people if you can find one. So check out the link down in the description. Thanks to Sweetwater for sponsoring this video, Universal Audio for making great pedals, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, keep shredding.
I'm lying next to you.